Do you have a problem in sleeping? Do you have a problem of overthinking? Or do you feel sometime a bit insomnia? Or does your brain always feel occupied? Do you feel that you can't focus on certain things? Does your brain feel heavy all the time? Do you feel aggressive? Certain words stick to your heart. You don't forget them for so long. If you have any of answers for these questions as yes, that means you have some problem. Hi everyone, welcome to Dream to Learn English. Today we are talking about social media. And social media is basically a network, a gigantic network wherein people are connected together. But do we have any problem with social media? I would say yes, a lot. Because social media has not many problems. I would say not the social media. Actually, the people have started using social media so much, and even they have become so much addictive to the social media that even they have so many issues, and social media is acting as a drug in everybody's mind, and the minds are so much occupied with the thoughts. And let me bring you one very interesting point wherein we are talking about the social media. See, imagine we have two kinds of health. One, we can call it a physical health, and there is another one which we call it a mental health. So the extremely important part that we already know, we can see that we are physically ill. Be it we have fever, we have cough, we have any other physical problem, which we all can see, and we also get to see that. And we usually reach out to the doctor in order to get it resolved. But do we really bother about our mental health? And the first thing, before getting bothered about mental health, are we even aware about the mental health, how it should be, and what are the issues which we go through? Let me bring you some questions before we move ahead. Do you have a problem in sleeping? Do you have a problem of overthinking? Or do you feel sometime a bit insomnia? Or does your brain always feel occupied? Do you feel that you can't focus on certain things? Does your brain feel heavy all the time? Do you feel aggressive? Or do you accept, or you feel certain words stick to your heart, you don't forget them for so long? If you have any of answers for these questions as yes, that means you have some problem. I would not say a mental problem, of course, but yes, you need something to be cautious about. I'm not saying you'll have to go into some medications, but obviously you need some care about your mental health too. So what is prime thing which you need to focus about, any of these problems which you are going through? Let me tell you first, before we move ahead, let me give you some scientific studies and probably certain facts which you'll probably be able to relate on. So important, if we talk about, or if we compare physical health versus mental health. So let me make you a little clear with the examples. Imagine when you are not well physically, what do? You eat healthy food, you take precautions, right? And in order to get healthy food, you take healthy diet and fruits, vegetables and other stuff. Now this is a diet for your body. But whereas if we talk about our brain, what is the diet for our brain? The brain always needs good and healthy thoughts. And those thoughts are basically which derives you. And as an example, I can say, whatever you see, that you say. And whatever you say, you listen. And whatever you listen, you start believing it. And whatever you believe, that becomes your into your subconscious mind. And that is how your brain works. And there is one right saying, whatever you resist will persist. So if there is anything which you stop, or if you want to push off, it will keep coming. And that's exactly what happens when you look into the social media. So what it does, it gives you so much. It gives you so much content. Be it you're talking about somebody's living in a healthy relationship, or you're talking about someone is being together with someone, or lot many good information which you get it. And that's not the enough thing. When you see all those information, if you stick to that only, you are absolutely fine. But that is the problem, where you start driving it into your own brain. Then your brain starts processing that data. And while the brain is processing that data, it takes so much of time. And your brain is occupied. Your brain is resolving those data in order to solve it. But simultaneously, there are other processing which you are doing. So your body, your brain is pretty much occupied of doing freaking so much work. And that keeps your body occupied, and you slowly and gradually start feeling anxiety. You start feeling sleepless nights. You start feeling overthinking, and you start behaving aggressive, or you start getting irritated so quickly. Yeah, we call it being short-tempered. And these things obviously will affect your focus towards your work, be it you are working for your office or maybe some household work. That will also get impacted. And likewise, you will also have some other challenges like memory loss. You will forget that where did I keep this one, and you will keep looking for it. And these are predominantly happening because of social media. And these are just the symptoms of being some mental problem. Okay, when I'm saying mental problem, that does not mean, I reiterate it again, that does not mean that you have any mental illness. It's just that you need to sort your brain. You need some relaxation to your brain. And that can only happen when you give some pause of that in content. I can give you a live example, physical versus mental. When you eat something, or maybe maybe a small quantity of food, you feel good. Whereas if you eat so much, then your stomach is so much full, don't you feel uncomfortable? Because you've got so much food to digest now. Therefore, your body starts giving you some symptoms that I'm not happy with what you have eaten so much. Likewise, your brain also gives you symptoms that with so much of content from the social media and from all the world, maybe the social series or Netflix or Amazon Prime and all of these series which you actually tend to see most of the time. Absolutely. So this is all the content which you get into it. And those content which is there in your brain needs some time to process. And then your brain says, hang on, wait, you've given me so much now, stop it. But we do not listen. Reason, because whenever we are in the social media, we enjoy a lot. Reason, because we don't think at that moment when we are looking at it. And that is something which drives us every moment. Have you ever noticed that whenever you are free, or whenever you have nothing to do, you tend to see social media? Reason, you keep checking social media activities. Because the moment you check all those activities, your brain stops temporarily. It doesn't think, it doesn't do anything. And that is the moment you like it the most. And that moment keeps you calling every now and then. And you keep on going there and there. So, but we realize that temporary, peace of mind and temporary satisfaction which you get it is being hazarded. Yeah, devastating. Reason, because the moment you saw those social media, you put in some content into your brain. Maybe your brain is processing that data because the inputs are being taken. Later, that input has to be processed. So while processing that data again with your brain starts working continuously throughout the day and even sometime over the night also, wherein you experience that your brain was still working while you were sleeping. Therefore, you do not get up next morning so fresh. So, therefore, we need to have fasting. Yes, fasting for your physical health, wherein you rest your internal organs. Likewise, you need to do fasting for your brain to give him or to give so much content. So stop giving so much content either in every day or start doing a fasting for a day or two in a week as per your requirement. And trust me, this will really, really help you. Else, I'm really not sure, but this is something which is devastating entire the world. And lot many people have some or the other way, some of the mental issues. They have either overthinking or they have irritation, zero tolerance. They've got maybe sleepless nights. So therefore, it is extremely, extremely important, to be conscious about what are we feeding our brain with. So thank you so much, everyone. If you like this video and the content, I would really appreciate if you could share your valuable comments and let me know.